in his country and in international bodies was not convincing enough. His ratings are mixed. He said nothing during the crisis in Libya and took a back seat during the fighting in Côte d'Ivoire. He has been accused of rendering the African Union useless. The person running against him is quite the opposite. Nkosana Dlamini-Zuma is Anglophone and is currently the Interior Minister of South Africa. Having been Foreign Minister for 10 years, she is known to be pragmatic and serious. She has traveled a great deal across the continent and throughout the world. She has intervened in difficult times in the Comoros Islands, Côte d'Ivoire, DR Congo, and elsewhere. She has a strong personality, but her strength can be used against her by some. Many African countries fear that South Africa will take over the entire continent. And that is why the intense campaign carried out by South Africa for her has not worked, at least for now.
Opposition groups in Senegal are calling for more anti-Wade peace rallies across the country. The popular resistance, as the opposition calls their peace process, comes following the approval of President Wade's candidacy in the February presidential race by the Constitutional Court. Meanwhile, the Wade camp is calling for calm, urging the people to exercise their democratic rights. We have details of that story in this report.
It was late at night when Senegal's highest court confirmed President Abdoulaye Wade can run for a third term in office. The Constitutional Court ruled that most of Senegal's opposition candidates, except for singer Youssou N'Dour, can stand in the February 26 presidential election. According to the court, many of the signatures collected by Youssou N'Dour to support his candidacy could not be verified. Senegal is shamed. Senegal is suffering. The constitutional coup d'etat process is complete. 52 years to build a democracy has been swept away. As tensions continue to grow all over the country, Senegal's opposition is organizing a rally of peaceful resistance to President Wade. All of Senegal's opposition politicians speak of a sad day for Senegalese democracy. The opposition said they will do everything in their power to stop President Wade. From today on, what we have to do is organize the resistance. To support the resistance, and as leaders, we must lead the resistance. According to the supporters of President Abdoulaye Wade, there's no reason for a polemic. It's up to Senegalese voters to choose their next president. It's nobody's place to say they are speaking in the name of the people. In less than 2 months, on the 26th of February, the people will vote and express themselves freely. As Senegal's opposition is set to rally the nation to hold more protests on Tuesday in Dakar, 2 protesters were killed in a violent demonstration Monday in the north of the country.
Meanwhile, His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh, and delegation will return to Banjul tomorrow, Tuesday, the 31st of January at 9 in the morning. All those invited to welcome Professor Jammeh and entourage are requested to be at the airport at least half an hour before the usual airport ceremonies. Well, time now to take another break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Their team is out of the African Nations tournament in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon well before the tournament's second week. But the people of Niger have been reluctantly making sacrifices to bankroll the country's first Nations Cup competition. New text and telephone calls have been introduced by the government to finance the team's participation in the African Cup of Nations. But as we hear in this report, many people are angered by the move.
The sudden tax has infuriated people in Niger. Every minute of calls made from a cell phone was being taxed 10 CFA francs by order of the government. The pile of money raised was going to pay the costs of going to the Cannes football tournament for the Niger national team. People do love football here, but are having a hard time with this. 10 francs for every minute of every call? If you make 10 calls a day, 10 francs is a lot of money. This system, this way of getting 10 francs from customers, is a rip-off, pure and simple. It is here at the support committee for the national team that the money is piling up. The system forced on 4 million telephone subscribers lasted a month, but the people who put it together are thrilled. On the day the 10 francs began to be taken off, that is when questions were asked. But people realized quickly that the cause for the national team was more important. And today we raised about 1 billion CFA francs. Cell phone company subscribers are furious they were not asked beforehand, and they have doubts about where the money is going. And even worse, the Niger football team has already been eliminated and will leave the CAN tournament on Wednesday after a last match against Morocco.
And from sports, we turn our attention to the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The Gambia is endowed with a wonderful landscape full of baobab trees. Like its Cape Point in Bakau, it is one of the most exotic sceneries in the world. The baobab tree is a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and resourcefulness. For the baobab tree provides good food in times of hunger, rents its bark for medications, and its sap for glue. In the Gambia, there is a company like the baobab tree, 100% African and purely Gambian in all aspects, in know-how, design, value, capital, and management. That company is Elton. Elton, employing hundreds of Gambians and proudly associating itself with development in the Gambia. Elton, side by side with the Gambia.
Good evening, and once again it's a warm welcome to the weather segment. We begin with a summary of today's weather followed by the forecast. The Gambia has gone through a partly cloudy and warm afternoon. For what will follow, let's start with a look at the image of the day, indicating clear skies and stable conditions over most parts of the northern hemisphere. However, a band of medium level clouds stretch from Mauritania to parts of the Senegambia. Over the southern part of the continent, convective cloud development persisted, and this is likely to result to rain and thunder activities in the hours to come. For our forecast tonight, we're expecting a partly cloudy, cool and breezy atmosphere across the Gambia. The day tomorrow will also be partly cloudy but warmer than today. Winds will continue to be northeasterly in orientation but generally light to moderate in speed. Morning temperature values are expected to be 18 degrees Celsius over Banjul. We're expecting 16 degrees Celsius over Yindum. Kerawan, Sibanor, Jinoy will record 14 degrees Celsius, Kawur 15 degrees Celsius, Sapo Nyenyambure will record 16 degrees Celsius, whilst Basse and Fatoto will be 17 degrees Celsius warm tomorrow morning. Top temperatures are expected to be 30 degrees Celsius over Banjul. We are expecting 33 degrees Celsius over Yindum. Kerawan, Sibanor and Jinoy will be 35 degrees Celsius, as well as Kawur, Sapo and Nyenyambure. Basse and Fatoto will be the warmest with 36 degrees Celsius during the afternoon tomorrow. For those going to sea, low tides are expected to be 0.58 meters at 10 minutes past 9 in the morning and 0.72 meters at 25 minutes to 10 in the evening. High tides will be 0.40 meters at 30 minutes to 3 in the morning and 1.31 meters at 19 minutes to 4 in the afternoon. Wave heights will vary between 1 to 2 meters and will be mainly northeasterly swells. The sun will rise at 26 minutes to 8 o'clock and will set at 1900 hours. With that, let's take a quick check at international forecast, and it's a very good night to our darling viewers.